Welcome to Psychology and Physical Training channel. Ever wondered about the different types of research methods used in psychology? Well, today we are going to unravel the mystery behind these methods and guide you through the fascinating world of psychological research. Psychology, like any other science, relies heavily on research. It is through research that we can study the human mind and behavior, understand the complexities of human emotions, and develop theories and models that can help us predict and modify behavior. In this video, we will explore the different types of research methods used in psychology. These include experimental research, exploratory research, descriptive and diagnostic research, ex post facto research, survey research, case studies, and evaluative research. Each of these methods has its own unique features, strengths, and limitations, and we will delve into each one of them in the following scenes. So, are you ready to delve into the world of psychological research methods? The experimental research. Think about the experiments you did in school. Now let's take it up a notch. Welcome to experimental research. This method of investigation is a cornerstone in psychology, used to provide clear-cut scientific results. But what exactly is it? Experimental research is a systematic and scientific approach to research in which the researcher manipulates one or more variables and controls and measures any change in other variables. The primary purpose? To identify cause and effect relationships between variables. This can provide strong evidence for theories and allows for predictions about future behavior. Sounds pretty cool, right? Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Experimental research can sometimes be limited by ethical considerations and the constraints of controlled environments, which may not accurately reflect real-world situations. So, buckle up, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. So, experimental research is a method of investigation used by psychologists to answer specific questions. Exploratory, descriptive, and diagnostic research. Have you ever explored something new or described an experience? If yes, then you might be familiar with our next research methods. Let's dive right into it. First up, exploratory research. This is the initial research, which forms the groundwork for all future research and provides the researcher with a testing ground. It's like dipping your toes in the water before going for a full swim. This method is perfect when the subject is relatively unknown and allows the researcher to take a broad initial sweep. It's flexible and can involve detailed interviews or focus groups. But remember, while it's a good starting point, it may not offer conclusive evidence due to its open-ended nature. Next, we have descriptive research. Imagine you're a detective arriving at a crime scene. What's your first step? You describe the scene in detail, right? That's precisely what descriptive research does. It involves gathering detailed information to describe what is. It can involve surveys or observations, and it's commonly used in psychology to gather facts about behaviors, attitudes, or demographics. However, it's important to note that this method doesn't explain why those behaviors or attitudes exist. It merely describes them. Lastly, let's talk about diagnostic research. This is like a doctor diagnosing a patient. It seeks to identify the sources of a problem, all the factors that relate to an issue, and the possible solutions. This method is used when a researcher wants to identify the cause of a problem, but it can be time-consuming and may not always provide a clear-cut solution. In a nutshell, exploratory research is like a scout, exploring the unknown. Descriptive research is the detective, describing what's already there. And diagnostic research is the doctor, diagnosing the problem and seeking the cause. Each has its unique purpose, and each comes with its own set of advantages and disadvantages. These methods are used when psychologists want to explore new areas, describe phenomena, or diagnose problems. So the next time you're exploring, describing, or diagnosing, remember, you're using some of the most fundamental methods of psychological research. The ex post facto research. Ever thought about conducting research without manipulating variables? Welcome to ex post facto research. This type of research, also known as after-the-fact research, is a method where researchers investigate the potential causes of an event or situation that has already occurred. Instead of manipulating variables to see their effect, researchers in ex post facto studies observe the natural relationships between variables. The purpose of ex post facto research is to gain insight into complex phenomena that cannot be ethically or practically manipulated. For instance, psychologists often use it to study the effects of traumatic events on mental health. Like all research methods, ex post facto research has its pros and cons. Its main advantage is its applicability to situations where experimentation isn't possible or ethical. However, it also has limitations, including potential issues with validity and the inability to establish causality. In conclusion, ex post facto research allows psychologists to study events that have already happened. Survey research. Now, imagine gathering data from a large group of people. That's what survey research is all about. This type of research method uses questionnaires or interviews to collect data from a large, diverse group. It provides researchers with a snapshot of collective views, beliefs, or behaviors at a particular point in time. Survey research is particularly useful when you want to explore a broad topic or gauge public opinion. It offers a cost-effective way to collect a lot of data quickly, and thanks to the wonders of technology, online surveys can reach people across the globe in no time. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Survey research can be limited by biased responses and low response rates. Plus, the quality of data hinges on how well the survey questions are designed and interpreted. Despite these challenges, survey research remains a powerful tool in the hands of psychologists. Survey research is a great way for psychologists to gather data from a large population. Case studies. Now let's zoom in and focus on a single subject. Welcome to the world of case studies. Case studies are used to conduct a detailed examination of a particular individual, group, or event. This research method is often employed when a researcher wants to dig deep into a unique, complex phenomenon that cannot be easily dissected into separate, independent variables. Let's imagine a case study as a detective, meticulously investigating a single case or subject. The detective collects data from multiple sources, such as interviews, observations, documents, and artifacts, to form a comprehensive picture. The goal is to explore every nook and cranny, every hidden corner of the subject, to gain a full understanding. Case studies are particularly useful when studying something in its natural context. For instance, if we want to understand the impact of a particular teaching method on a student's learning, a case study could provide rich, detailed data that might be missed in a broader survey or experiment. Of course, like any research method, case studies have their pros and cons. On the positive side, they provide in-depth, holistic information about a particular subject. This can lead to the discovery of new theories or ideas that were not initially predicted. They also allow for the study of rare or unique cases that might not be possible in large-scale research. However, case studies also have their limitations. The findings from a single case study may not be generalizable to other cases. Moreover, the subjective nature of case studies can lead to bias in data collection and interpretation. Despite these limitations, case studies continue to be a valuable tool in psychological research. They complement other research methods by providing a detailed, contextualized understanding of a single subject or a small group. So, the next time you come across a complex issue that requires an in-depth understanding, remember the humble case study. It might just be the detective you need to unravel the mystery. Case studies provide in-depth information about a single subject or a small group. Evaluative research. Finally, let's talk about how psychologists evaluate programs or interventions. This is called evaluative research. So what is evaluative research all about? It's a type of research that focuses on assessing the value or worth of a program, policy, or practice. Psychologists use this method to understand whether an intervention is working as intended and if it is bringing about the desired change. Evaluative research is all about the why and the how. Why did the program work or not work? How can it be improved? It's a valuable tool for fine-tuning interventions and ensuring they are as effective as possible. However, it's important to remember that like all research methods, evaluative research has its limitations. It can be time-consuming and require substantial resources. Furthermore, the results may not always be generalizable due to the unique nature of each program or intervention. Evaluative research helps psychologists determine the effectiveness of a program or intervention. Let's conclude. So that was a quick ride through the different types of research methods used in psychology. We started our journey with experimental research, a method that allows us to determine cause and effect relationships by manipulating variables. We then moved on to exploratory, descriptive, and diagnostic research, where we learned how these methods help us understand phenomena in a detailed and precise manner. From there, we delved into the world of ex post facto research, a unique method that investigates how an independent variable, present prior to the study, affects a dependent variable. We then navigated through the realm of survey research, a popular method used to gather data from a large group of individuals. We examined case studies, an in-depth investigation of a single individual or group. Lastly, we touched on evaluative research, which assesses the effectiveness of a program or intervention. Remember, each method has its own strengths and weaknesses, and the choice of method depends on the research question. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of psychology, and if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.